bad work in my apartment complex, so I want to apologize for that. Okay, so they seem to be heading away from my apartment now, so we'll begin. I'm Jillian. I have another channel somewhere else that's just got a big old mess. I've started this channel here now to be mostly about books. We're going to be starting with the A to Z Bookish Survey to give you kind of a feel of what kind of books I read. So A is for author that you've read the most books from. That's probably either going to be J.K. Rowling or Jill Mansell. B is for best sequel ever. I'm going to have to go with Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This is the second book in the All Souls trilogy, and what really made me like this one is they go back into Elizabethan era England, and it's just really detailed and immersive, and it was very enjoyable. C is for currently reading, and I tend to read more than one book at a time, kind of go back and forth. So one of the books I'm currently reading is Changeling in the Sweep series by Kate Tiernan, I want to say is how you say it. The other book that I'm currently reading is On the Other Side by Carrie Hope Fletcher. D is for drink of choice while reading. That's gotta be tea for me. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. I think he's going away again. Hopefully that's the end of him needing to be near my apartment. Anyways, E is for ebook or physical book. Definitely physical book. Fictional character you probably would have dated in high school. I want to say right off the bat, Henry Tilney from Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. G is for Glad You Gave This Book a Chance. I'd have to say the Blue is for Nightmares series. That's really what got me into magical realism. Hidden book gem, I'd have to say The Tiger's Wife by Taya Obert. I'm really not sure, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I don't really hear anyone talking about this. Important moment in your reading life. This was a tough one for me because most people can remember when they really started getting into reading, and I was so young when I started, I really don't remember, but I want to say it was the Nancy Drew books that really got me interested in reading books beyond just Dr. Seuss. J is for Just Finished, which for me was Carival. I absolutely loved this book, and just, wow. Oh my goodness. Love, 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 love this book. K is for kinds of books you won't read. I'd have to say, you know, you go into like a drugstore or a grocery store and they have that little book section, and it's got those little paperback romances with the guy and the girl, and they're like posed kind of funky. L is for longest book you've read, and according to Goodreads, that was A Storm of Swords from A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, and it was weighing in at 1,177 pages. Side note, I just noticed my headband was slowly inching farther and farther back. Major book hangover is for M, and I have to say I haven't really experienced those. N is number of bookcases you own. I own this one, and then I have one back at home in my parents' house in California. O is one book that you've read multiple times, and the book that comes to my mind is Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. Preferred place to read. I'm actually not really that picky about where I read, as long as it's a relatively comfy place to sit and it's relatively quiet. I'm fine. Quote that inspires you. I went with, despite everything, I believe that people are really good at heart. And that was written by Anne Frank in her diary of a young girl. Reading regret. So for a while after I got out of high school, I thought that I was too old to read YA. And so there were a few years there when I was avoiding the YA section. I really wish I hadn't, because I missed out. This is for series that you started and need to finish. There are actually a number, but the top two are The Lunar Chronicles and Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children. Why is that so difficult to say? T is for 3 of your all-time favorite books. Mine would have to be Emma by Jane Austen, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and I'm gonna kind of cheat here and say the entire Harry Potter series. Unapologetic Fangirl. That of course includes the Harry Potter series, yes, the Twilight series, the Lunar Chronicles, and also all of Jill Mansell's books. B is for very excited for this release above all others, for the book Doing It, Let's Talk About Sex by Hannah Winton. W is for worst bookish habit. This is a habit that I'm sure a lot of people have, where you buy a bunch of books and you read some of them, but then others stay on your shelf unread for a while. In the meantime, you go and buy more books and read some of those, but not all of them, and you just continue that cycle. X is for X marks the spot. For this one, I'm supposed to start at the top left-hand corner and go 26 books in, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. The Old Man and the Sea. I actually haven't read this one yet. I just knocked a little Woodstock here off the shelf and now I can't get him to stand up straight. Y is your latest book purchase, and I just bought these 2 books, Illuminate and Gemina. And finally, Z is for Z Snatcher, which is a book that kept you up way too late. And I'm gonna have to say Carnival again. Anyways, I hope that was a sufficient introduction to me and the kinds of books that I like to read. And now I'm just gonna go and finish my tea. So, goodbye for now.